Most people will work for 40 years and never realize they were playing the wrong game. They believe wealth is about working harder, earning more, sacrificing longer. But what if effort was never the deciding factor? What if the real divide between the wealthy and everyone else isn't discipline or intelligence or even opportunity, but invisible systems operating in the background? While one person wakes up to earn money again today, another wakes up to income that was already earned yesterday, not because they worked harder, but because they built something that works without them. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. If you ask the average person why they aren't wealthy, they'll tell you it's because they don't earn enough. But income has never been the real problem. There are doctors living paycheck to paycheck, athletes who earned millions and went broke, lottery winners bankrupt within years. And then there are people who started with nothing and built structures that outlived them. The difference is not effort, it's architecture. The poor focus on effort. The wealthy focus on structure. Effort is exhausting. Structure is exponential. And structure is built through systems. Today, we break down the 5 systems the wealthy use to build wealth automatically. Income systems, investment systems, tax systems, network systems, knowledge systems. These are not hacks, they are frameworks. First, income systems, turning effort into engines. Most people have a job. Wealthy individuals build income systems. A job is linear. You work once, you get paid once. A system is scalable. You build once, it pays repeatedly. Look at Oprah Winfrey. She didn't just host a show. She built a media ecosystem, production companies, networks, intellectual property. Or consider Elon Musk. He doesn't rely on a paycheck. He builds companies like Tesla and SpaceX, machines designed to generate value at scale. An income system does 3 things. It separates time from money. It leverages people or technology. It compounds over time. It could be a business. It could be intellectual property. It could be equity in something that grows. The question shifts from how much can I earn this month to what can I build that earns without me? That is the first system. Second, investment systems, making money reproduce. Most people save money. The wealthy deploy money. Money sitting still decays. Money in motion multiplies. Investment systems are not random bets. They are disciplined allocation strategies. Think about Warren Buffett. He doesn't speculate emotionally. He follows a repeatable framework, acquire strong assets, hold long-term, allow compounding to work. His wealth didn't explode because of one trade. It expanded because of decades of structured decisions. An investment system answers, what percentage goes into equities? What percentage into private assets, real estate, cash reserves? And more importantly, what are the criteria for entry and exit? The average person asks, what stock should I buy? The strategic thinker asks, what is my framework? Frameworks remove emotion. Emotion destroys wealth. Money compounds best in calm hands.
Third, tax systems, protecting what you build. Here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not what you earn, it's what you keep. The wealthy understand taxation is a system to navigate intelligently. They don't ignore the rules. They understand them deeply enough to optimize within them. Corporations, trust structures, strategic asset placement, capital gains positioning. These are not shortcuts. They are design decisions. The average person earns income, pays taxes automatically, and spends what remains. The wealthy design the path before the money arrives. They ask, how will this income be classified? What structure receives it? What legal entity owns the asset? Creation builds wealth. Protection sustains it. Preservation is a system.
Fourth, network systems. Proximity to power. Wealth is rarely built alone. Behind almost every major success story is an invisible network. Advisors, lawyers, investors, strategic partners, mentors. Think about Mark Zuckerberg in the early days of Facebook. It wasn't just code, it was access to capital, to experienced advisors, to individuals who had already built and scaled companies. A network system is intentional. It answers, who challenges my thinking? Who expands my perspective? Who opens doors I cannot open alone? The average person collects contacts. The wealthy cultivate ecosystems. When your environment shifts, your velocity shifts. Opportunity does not randomly appear. It travels through relationships.
Fifth, knowledge systems, thinking at a higher resolution. This is the most underestimated system. Knowledge is not random consumption. It is structured learning aligned with long-term goals. The wealthy build mental models. They study psychology, economics, history, technology, negotiation. They don't consume information casually. They filter it strategically. A knowledge system might include reading within a focused domain daily, reviewing financial data consistently, studying industry shifts intentionally, seeking mentorship deliberately. Because the ultimate asset is not money, it is judgment. Poor judgment destroys wealth faster than bad markets. Sound judgment compounds silently. Now notice something. Each of these systems removes randomness. Income becomes predictable. Investing becomes disciplined. Taxes become optimized. Networks become strategic. Knowledge becomes structured. Wealth is not built on intensity. It is built on consistency. And consistency requires design. The average person lives in reaction mode. Bills arrive, they react. Markets shift, they panic. Opportunities appear, they hesitate. The wealthy live in design mode. They prepare before events occur. Preparation creates calm, and calm sustains growth. Here is the deeper truth. Wealth is not something you chase. It is something you embed into your life's architecture. A system is frozen intention. It is a decision that continues without emotion. When you automate income, you reclaim time. When you automate investing, you reclaim focus. When you optimize taxes, you preserve momentum. When you cultivate networks, you expand reach. When you build knowledge, you refine judgment. And judgment shapes destiny. The wealthy are not lucky. They are layered, layer upon layer of systems. So when one stream slows, another continues. When markets fall, structures remain. That is resilience. That is strategic wealth. Imagine two people earning the same income. One spends based on impulse, invests randomly, learns casually, networks accidentally, pays whatever tax appears. The other designs deliberately, allocates systematically, learns intentionally, connects strategically, protects proactively. 10 years later, their salaries may look similar, but their net worth will not. Because wealth is not built in moments, it is engineered across years. The question is no longer, how can I make more money? The better question is, what system can I build that makes money inevitable? When you stop chasing income and start building architecture, money becomes a byproduct, and the real transformation begins. Not in your bank account, but in your thinking. Because once you understand systems, you don't just work for money. Money begins working within a structure you designed. And that is where freedom quietly begins. And if this perspective shifted something in you, even slightly, don't let it fade. Because thinking in systems is not a one-time realization. It's a discipline. It's a lens. It's a way of seeing the world differently. If you're serious about building wealth strategically, not emotionally, architecturally, not accidentally, then subscribe to Wealth Systems. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breakdown, because every episode is designed to upgrade the way you think about money. If this video made you pause, reflect, or rethink your approach, press the like button. Not for the algorithm alone, but as a signal to yourself that you're choosing structure over impulse. And share this with someone who is working hard, but may still be playing the wrong game. Because awareness spreads, and the moment more people begin building systems instead of chasing income, everything changes. This isn't about motivation, it's about design. And the more intentional your design becomes, the quieter and more powerful your freedom will be.